Welcome to my Fallout 4 Survival Beta. This is Robidon, and this is my pros and cons for the new survival mode with possible solutions. If you'd like to see more of my ramble videos, or watch my mod videos, or even watch me fail in my Let's Plays, then hit subscribe, join my ranks, become one of my oppos. So let's talk about the respawn rate. Now, I'm going to break this down into the countryside versus the city. In the countryside, the animals should respawn quickly and more often, and the humanoids and the loot should respawn slowly. Now, the humanoids and the loots can respawn as quickly as they do now, that's quite good. Just improve the rate at which animals respawn. For hunting, and I'll get onto that later. So, for in the city, of course, flip that. Unless the animals make sense to be in the city, like mole rats in the sewers, have the animals respawn slowly and have the humanoids and the loot respawn quicker. Because you're in the city, there's probably a load of raiders living in those buildings you can't go in. They can come out and take over an area once you've cleared it a bit quicker. Don't make it silly, don't make it as quick as vanilla, but just have it a little bit faster. So, farming versus hunting. Yeah. Farming respawns quickly. Once you've built a settlement and you planted crops, they come back pretty quick, and not just because you need them for adhesive. They come back pretty quick and you can use them for eating. Now, I know vegetables and farms grow quicker in reality, but in the game, with the animal respawn rates as slow as they are and the fact that the animals only produce one meat per animal, it's a bit unbalanced. If you wanted to survive by being a hunter, you're pretty much pointless because the amount of meat you need to create meat recipes is, you need 2 or 3 animals worth of meat, and they only produce 1 meat each, so you're wiping out species in order to have 1 meat meal. So it just needs a bit of balance, or a modder's going to come along and do a hunter board to it. Yeah. Which leads me on to thirst, hunger and illness. Now, apparently the rates have been altered in the latest beta patch, which is good because you are eating and drinking 90% of the Commonwealth's intake and catching every disease known within a day. Now, keep up the balancing on this one, because you don't want to make it where there's too much food, because that'd be pointless then. But at the other hand, you don't want it where you have to be a master chemist and know a doctor within the first 10 seconds of the game, because that just seems a bit overkill. So, nice ideas, just needs tweaking. Keep tweaking that, and we'll be right. So, sleep and bed types. Now, apart from the balancing issues with the sleep rate, which has been altered again with the sleep and hunger in the latest patch, it's a great idea and there's no problem with it. I don't see a reason to change the beds, sleeping bags, then mattresses, and then beds giving different levels of rest and relaxation. Yep. That's a great idea, keep it up, just keep tweaking that sleep rate. No more pack ponies. Now, neither you nor your companion will be able to carry Sweet FA, and that's Sweet FR for people who aren't from Britain. This is great. In fact, I'd like to see the crippled animation or something similar played when you're over encumbered. You know, have it look like your character's struggling. Yep, that's great. Now, companions commenting on medicine. Now, as it stands, Codsworth treats me like I'm a cocaine addict or jet addict or psycho addict because I drank a Nuka-Cola for caffeine or took some antibiotics. That could do with a little bit of tweaking, because it would be a nice feature at higher addict or abuse steps, you know. Once you get a couple of stages along and you pop in antibiotics for fun, then maybe criticise. But right at the beginning, you know, taking a paracetamol, I don't need Codsworth treating me like I'm shooting up my arm. That just irritates slightly. Can we fix that, please? Speaking of companions, where is my companion? So, I was playing with Codsworth, he fell off the bridge, then it came up, go and fix your companion. You need, you know, before he leaves you and goes home. Couldn't find him. So, yeah, couldn't find him. Apparently they fixed that, they've added a quest marker to downed companions. Oh, how happy I am for that. If they've done that, I want to test it again next time. No problems. And speaking of problems, settlement building. Right, you're going to need beds around the Commonwealth at different settlements,
Over
so
here.
you've got somewhere good to save and sleep properly. And you're going to need farms to create food because,
That was the 5 stars.
let's face it, unless you improve the spawn rates for animals, you're going to run out of meat to eat rather quickly.
Wait there.
Because it's
Now, the problem here is rates don't stop or slow down or even appear while you're in settlement building mode. So try not to get carried away, because if you do, prepare for a few days of healing because you're about to drop dead when you come back out of settlement mode. Yeah, could do with a slider option here, or at least tell us, have it displayed on the screen where we can't miss it, because if you're concentrating on getting your fence lined up right and it comes up in the corner saying you're a little bit packaged, you don't notice it. So make it a bit more obvious for us, please, Bethesda, because when you're building a settlement and you go, right, it's all good, we're fine, you come back out and you collapse. It's not fun. It's not supposed to be, but you know what I mean. So moving on to combat damage, given and received, and then the compass and recon scopes for combat. Now the damage output by both you and the enemies is great improvement. Adds to the tension, there's no more slaughtering 10 opponents without tactics, cover or creating your own luck. The removal of enemies from the compass and having to use recon scopes to add them, that's a nice sort of Metal Gear Solid 5 type feature. This is all great, I've got no problems. In fact, if you can think of another sort of combat improvement to add to this, go right for it. I'll be glad to see it. That being said, we have the problem of adrenaline. Now, the build-up of adrenaline is great and all, and it's a nice feature and it feels reminiscent of battle fatigue from Star Wars Galaxies for me. However, the link to saving is what creates the problem. In order to build up adrenaline, you don't save for a long time. Of course, that creates the problem then of, in order to have high adrenaline, you've not saved for ages, so you end up scared of losing your progress, not scared of dying. So how do you balance this? Yeah, sort of Star Wars themed idea again, or should I say Star Wars Galaxies themed idea again. Have too much adrenaline be harmful. You know, make it start affecting your fatigue or your specials, and you have to use alcohol, tobacco, drugs, or sleeping, or even listening to an in-world radio, being within a certain radius of it, and listen to the radio as to relax. So yeah, of course you could have it where higher adrenaline levels increases the speed in which your needs increase, maybe. Yep, and as I say, don't have it linked to saving as much, or try not to have it linked to saving at all. Yep, have it be its own thing that is beneficial and non-beneficial at the same time. Have it be as problematic as it is beneficial. So, fast travel and the issues around fast travel. Now, it's only a major issue in the early game before you gain access to the vertibirds or the teleporter, or after the end of the main story if you sided with the railroad or the Minuteman. So, yeah. The problem is when you're walking to and from settlements to find a bed, with the slow respawn rates for animals or enemies depending where you are, there's going to be very little things to do. So unless they improve the amount of random encounter zones, or have small groups of enemies wandering around, or improve the spawn rates, there's not going to be much to do during that walk. However, they could also add, and this is quite easy to do, just stick in some nice Brahmin pulled carts, Skyrim style. There you go. Have them at the main settlements like Diamond City, Good Neighbour, and the ability to create them at your own settlements. And you can only travel to any of those main settlements. There you go. Limited fast travel between hubs. Don't see a reason why that can't be done. Great addition, still force you to walk everywhere else. Come on, you know you can do this one, Bethesda. So, the main issue, the crux of the matter, what most people have an issue with in this new survival beta: saving. Yeah, as we know, you can only save at beds, so whilst it does increase the tension of OMG I'm going to die, the only way it's going to suit non-Iron Man roleplayers who don't want their player to acknowledge the game mechanic is by having a narcoleptic character who has a recurring nightmares about dying before waking up, or a soldier who always has a nap before a battle. It's just, no. I know why they've done it, but in this type of game it doesn't suit the atmosphere. It's not a... We're not in a linear corridor, you've got to get from there to there without dying. It's not a side-scrolling platformer. You've got to get from that end to that end and you've only got a limited number of tries. It's an open world game and you can be snuck up upon. You can forget to do something, you can be not paying attention and fall off a roof. That sort of thing. And the modern community has already started to remove this problem for the beta. There's already mods that do it in the beta. However, there are several ways you could fix this issue for most people without even them needing to get a mod. So, first option, limited amount of manual or quick saves in between bed saves. I don't know, 2 maybe. 2 saves in between bed saves. And what's number 2? Changing the wait option into a saving and healing hub area. So as long as you clear the area of enemies, you know, and that's already a mechanic that's in the game. You cannot fast travel because enemies are nearby. Just change that so you sit down, and as long as you've cleared the area, you can use it as a hub area, and you can not just save there, you can heal crippled limbs, eat your big meals, take your medicines, and save as often as you like. I quite like that idea, because there's that many chairs around, it would limit you to saving, but you would have to make sure the area was safe before you did it. Third option, allow all types of unlimited saves as normal, but at the cost of your needs increasing or damaging your adrenaline. So, you know, save spam at your peril. Save spam, oh damn it, I need to drink again. Save spam, I need to drink again. That sort of thing. And 4, at least add a save on exit feature for those people who have an emergency and need to turn the game off quickly, but are 20 minutes walk away from the nearest bed. And lastly, this is my wildcard. This isn't actually in the beta, but it's what I would love to see. Non-essential NPCs. You know, bit like New Vegas. Everybody can die, and if they've got a quest associated with them, you immediately fail it. Now I know why they took it out, because the AI is that stupid they fall off buildings, and a few of your companions are tied to the main game, but there's nothing stopping them from tweaking it so that once you've gone past the main story quests, those companions are no longer essential, and their side quests you can fail if they die. What's wrong with that? Because it's not a true dangerous wasteland until everybody can die. Because at the minute it's only unnamed minions for you to slaughter and you that can die. So yeah, hopefully Bethesda will work on this and not the modding community. But with the game feeling more like an action adventure third person shooter with RPG elements tacked on in an open world and less of an RPG, who knows? I would like to see this. Don't know if it's going to happen, probably not. But it would be nice if it did. This has been Robidon. This has been my pros and cons for new survival mode with possible solutions. Please hit subscribe, come join my ranks, listen to my other ramble videos, and watch my modulation videos. And if you're really feeling generous, come watch me fail on my Let's Plays. Truly, 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 there are some hilarious fails. So, until next time, keep smiling. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.